Until recently, the concept of game speed was thought to be achieved solely by players who could run fast. However, in recent years, it has become evident that true game speed is not just about physical speed but also the ability to make the right decisions in the shortest amount of time. This shift in understanding emphasizes how critical cognitive skills have become in shaping success in modern football. Let's now hear from Albert Puig, who has spent years shaping the next generation of football talent at Barcelona academies. In this short video, he highlights one of the most crucial skills in football, scanning. Please focus on the video carefully as it provides valuable insights into what sets elite players apart from the rest.
If you look, you understand the soccer. The difference between the players who play in first level and players who play second, third and fourth level is not the technique. Is not the physical, is the decisions. And the decisions only can give if you look head up. Seems easy, and really is the first, the important, and the most difficult. I can drive a car, I must look. I must watch with all the field. You need that vision. Yeah? No, that vision. Because that vision, it's here. You need move the leg for look all. Take your time. Have time. Yeah? And after, look the decision. I take the decision.
As Albert Puig explains, the difference between an elite player and an average player is neither physical nor technical. The difference lies in their ability to scan the field and make decisions. In essence, the more you scan, the more information you gather. The more information you gather, the quicker and better decisions you can make. This is what separates good players from great ones. Now, let's look at some data that illustrates the importance of scanning in action. Click on the graph to explore players known for their exceptional scanning abilities. At the top of this list, we see Xavi, a player renowned for his vision and decision-making. Research shows that in the 10 seconds before receiving the ball, Xavi scanned the field an incredible 0.83 times per second. That's nearly one scan every 1.3 seconds. This ability to continuously scan and process information gave him a decisive edge, allowing him to make precise, game-changing decisions. Until now, measuring and training such cognitive skills was almost impossible. Traditional technologies focused primarily on physical attributes. But today, with virtual reality and solutions like Sensiball VR, we can not only evaluate but also train these essential cognitive skills, redefining what it means to develop elite football players. Is scanning alone enough to become an elite player? The answer lies in how the brain processes information on the field. The process starts with scanning. Players must observe their surroundings to gather as much information as possible. Next comes perception, understanding what's happening on the field based on the scanned information. Then, the brain processes this data, analyzing options and predicting outcomes. A decision is made, the player decides the best action to take. Finally, the action is executed, turning thought into movement. The faster this cycle, scan, perceive, process, decide, execute, is completed, the faster the game's speed. This is what separates average players from elite ones. What makes players like Messi truly elite is their decision-making mechanism. It's not just about scanning, it's about processing and deciding faster than anyone else on the field. Measuring these skills, until recently, was nearly impossible. But today, with Sensiball VR, we can not only measure but also perfect this process. Sensiball VR is designed to optimize this entire cycle, helping players process information and make decisions faster and more accurately than ever before. In modern football, the difference maker is no longer purely physical or technical, as Albert Puig previously explained. Let's now watch a short video that illustrates this concept in a real game scenario. As you saw, in football, the dynamics on the field change rapidly. When a pass is coming your way, the nearest defender is typically about 10 meters away. By the time you control the ball, this distance shrinks to 5 meters. And when you make the pass, the defender is often just 1 meter away. This means that the decision on what to do next, whether to pass, dribble, or shoot, needs to be made long before the ball even reaches you. As legendary coach Arsene Wenger summarized, the next game changer is neuroscience. Why? Because we are at the end of the improvement of physical speed. The next step will be to improve the speed of decision making. In the last 10 years, the power and speed of individual players have improved, but now you have sprinters everywhere. The next step certainly will be to improve the speed of our brains. In today's football, where every player is strong, fast, and resilient, the ability to think and decide faster has become the ultimate differentiator. Game intelligence and speed are no longer luxuries, they are necessities for success. In football, we often talk about the importance of scanning the field. But is scanning alone enough? Let's look at this example. Here we see a central midfielder who scanned the field at the right time and with the right frequency. Yet, despite this effort, they lost possession of the ball. Why? Because scanning isn't just about looking. It's about seeing, understanding the information and making the right decision quickly. In football, it's not enough to just look, you must see. It's not enough to gather information, you must process it and act. This highlights the importance of creating training environments that develop not just physical or technical skills but also cognitive abilities like decision-making. However, replicating such scenarios on a traditional field is incredibly challenging. Thankfully, Sensiball VR provides the perfect solution. It simulates diverse game scenarios, helping players train their cognitive skills, bridging the gap between looking and seeing. In football, being an elite player isn't just about one skill, it's the combination of cognitive, technical, tactical, and physical parameters working together. Let's explore how these elements contribute to total football performance. It all starts with scanning. This means understanding your position on the field, your body orientation, and what's happening in your peripheral vision. Players must continuously gather information about the ball, their teammates, their opponents, and available space. Once the information is collected, it's about perception, detecting signals, tracking multiple objects, and recognizing patterns. These abilities feed into executive functions, such as working memory, cognitive flexibility, and inhibition. This is where decisions are made. Who should I pass to? Should I dribble? Or should I shoot? But even after making the right decision, you need the technical skill to execute it with precision. And to maintain high performance, your physical capacity must remain strong from the first minute to the last. The eyes are the gateway to information. Without scanning, there is no information to process. The brain becomes the key player here, processing information and guiding every action. Seeing, deciding, and playing with your brain, this is the essence of total football performance. To become an elite player, none of these elements can be missing. Cognitive skills guide tactical knowledge, which must align with technical execution and physical endurance. Together, they create the complete player. In football, victory often comes down to moments so small they're measured in milliseconds. Let's break down how these milliseconds are spent on the field and why cognitive skills are crucial in creating game-changing moments. It all begins with scanning. In just 300 milliseconds, a player gathers information about their opponents, teammates, and the field around them. This requires peripheral vision, selective attention, signal detection, and target perception. Without these skills, no meaningful action can follow. Next comes decision-making, which takes just 200 milliseconds. In this brief window, the brain processes the information gathered through scanning. Players rely on cognitive flexibility to adapt to changing scenarios, cognitive inhibition to ignore irrelevant stimuli, and memory-based tracking to recall past patterns and make the best choice. Finally, in just 150 milliseconds, the player takes action. Whether it's passing, shooting, or dribbling, this step transforms thought into movement. This phase demands quick reaction times and precise motor skills to ensure the action matches the decision. In total, a goal-scoring opportunity happens in just 650 milliseconds. Being just 100 milliseconds faster than the opponent can make all the difference between scoring a goal or losing possession. The difference between elite and non-elite players is not just about physical skills, it's about how they process information on the field. Let's explore their decision-making processes. Non-elite players focus on the ball. They look at it, control it, and only then scan the field to gather information. Afterward, they decide what to do and take action. This reactive approach slows down their play. They make decisions in isolation, without continuously updating the information around them. Elite players, however, have a proactive approach. They are constantly scanning the field, gathering and updating information in real time, even before the ball arrives. This allows them to seamlessly integrate their cognitive abilities into the game, making decisions faster and more accurate. Their ability to see, think, and act continuously ensures they stay ahead of the game. Achieving elite status requires developing these cognitive skills, scanning, updating, and decision-making. This is where Sensiball VR plays a crucial role. Sensiball VR provides scenarios that stimulate the neural pathways essential for decision-making, keeping players engaged in processes far beyond what they encounter in traditional training environments. It allows athletes to achieve these results in a fraction of the time compared to on-field training, maximizing the impact of every session. With Sensiball VR, you don't just train to play faster, you train to think faster, adapting to the demands of elite performance. Sensiball VR is a virtual training and testing platform that works in a minimum 3 by 3 meter space, requiring only a headset and 2-foot trackers, offering an easy-to-set-up solution to train essential cognitive and technical skills. Using just a VR headset and 2-foot sensors, as shown in this visual, players can experience countless training scenarios. For an even more immersive experience, they can use our patented haptic feedback shoes, which allow them to feel the exact spot where the virtual ball makes contact, bringing the sensation of real gameplay into the virtual world. Sensiball VR not only tests and reports player performance but also provides insights by comparing players based on demographics such as team, age group, or position. It tracks progress over time, highlighting individual improvements and team dynamics. Additionally, the system offers tailored training plans based on test results and age-specific needs, ensuring optimized development for every player. Here, we compare a 20-minute small-sided game on the field with a 20-minute VR training session using Sensiball. In the small-sided game, players complete around 100 scans and 30 touches. Meanwhile, in Sensiball, these numbers increase significantly to 500 scans and 240 touches. This dramatic increase in repetitions ensures players engage in more decision-making and ball-handling scenarios, leading to faster cognitive and technical development. Research suggests that it takes approximately 10,000 repetitions to learn a new skill. When comparing traditional on-field training to Sensiball VR, the difference is clear. Using Sensiball, players can reach this benchmark in just 42 sessions, compared to 330 sessions required in standard training. This means an incredible 85% time savings, allowing players to develop critical skills much faster and more efficiently. By maximizing repetitions and creating a highly focused training environment, Sensiball VR accelerates skill acquisition, making it a game-changer for modern football training. In this scientific study, 22 U17 football players were divided into 2 groups after completing pre-tests. These tests included 2 small-sided 4x5v5 games and 2 larger 3x7v7v7 games, with all sessions recorded using drone technology to analyze player behavior and on-field parameters. Over the next 7 weeks, the players were split into 2 groups. The control group continued with their regular football training, while the research group supplemented their football sessions with 3 25-minute Sensiball VR training sessions per week. This VR training provided a unique cognitive and technical stimulus beyond traditional methods. After 7 weeks, post-tests were conducted using the same small-sided and larger-sided games as in the pre-test phase. The collected data allowed us to compare changes in key on-field parameters between the two groups. This study highlights how combining traditional football training with Sensiball VR can enhance cognitive and technical abilities, offering measurable improvements in on-field performance compared to standard training alone. The study results show remarkable improvements in scanning behaviors, including total scan rate, critical scanning, scanning while in possession of the ball, and scanning without the ball. These increases demonstrate a significant enhancement in players' ability to gather and process information during the game. This improvement in scanning directly impacted passing abilities. Key metrics such as total passes, positive one-touch passes, and short and deep pass ratios in controlled play all saw substantial increases. Additionally, the ratio of unsuccessful one-touch passes decreased, a crucial indicator of improved decision-making and execution. These results highlight critical performance improvements for football, enhanced decision-making, more precise execution, and a stronger connection between cognitive and technical skills. Such improvements in scanning and passing metrics are pivotal for elevating team performance, demonstrating the immense potential of integrating VR training into football development. What do you think would happen if a player completed 24 Sensiball VR training sessions over 3 months? How much improvement could we see in critical game abilities like scanning and passing accuracy? The results speak for themselves. Scanning ability improved by an astonishing 175%. This means players were not only scanning more frequently but also gathering and processing crucial information much faster. This increase in scanning directly translates into better situational awareness and decision-making on the field. With improved scanning comes better execution. Passing accuracy saw a significant improvement of 35%, highlighting the direct link between cognitive abilities and technical performance. Players were able to make more accurate passes by better understanding their surroundings and executing with precision. These results demonstrate the transformative potential of Sensiball VR, enabling players to elevate both their cognitive and technical skills in a remarkably short period of time. In professional football, such as La Liga, players average 1 scan every 6 seconds. This level of scanning is a critical component of elite decision-making on the field. This scanning frequency allows players to constantly update their understanding of the game, keeping them one step ahead of their opponents. With just 24 Sensiball VR training sessions over 7 weeks, players achieved a scanning frequency comparable to La Liga professionals, 1 scan every 6 seconds. This remarkable improvement shows how Sensiball VR bridges the gap between amateur and elite performance levels in a fraction of the time. By replicating the cognitive demands of professional football and enhancing players' scanning abilities, Sensiball VR accelerates their path to elite-level performance. Improving cognitive and technical skills, like scanning, passing, and reaction time, requires consistent and structured training over time. This process involves distinct phases, each critical for neural adaptation and muscle memory formation. Sensiball VR provides the ideal environment to guide players through these phases, ensuring long-term improvement. In the first 3 months, the awareness phase, players experience rapid improvements. Scanning rates increase up to 100%, passing accuracy begins to improve, up to 10%, and reaction times are reduced by 15 to 20 milliseconds. This phase is foundational, as it initiates the learning process and sets the stage for habit formation. From 3 to 9 months, the habit phase begins. Skills become more automated, and improvements accelerate. Scanning rates increase up to 250%, passing accuracy improves to 20 to 25%, and reaction times decrease by up to 60 milliseconds. This phase transforms initial learning into habitual performance, embedding skills deeply. Beyond 9 months, players enter the permanent learning phase. With consistent training, scanning rates reach 300%, passing accuracy improves to 30%, and reaction times are reduced by up to 40 milliseconds. This long-term commitment ensures the skills become permanent and resilient under game pressure. These phases illustrate the importance of consistent and long-term training. With Sensiball VR, players not only improve but sustain their elite-level skills, ensuring they perform at their best in critical game moments. It's also important to note that these improvements can vary based on factors such as training frequency, age group, and the player's readiness level. For example, even with just 25-minute sessions twice a week, significant improvements can be achieved, making Sensiball VR accessible and impactful for players at different stages of development. This comprehensive 3-year training program is designed to provide long-term and structured development, focusing on cognitive and technical skills essential for elite football performance. The plan is divided into progressive blocks to ensure gradual and consistent improvement over time. In the first year, the focus is on mastering basic skills. Block 1, 1 to 3 months developing more accurate and frequent scanning habits. Block 2, 4 to 6 months enhancing faster and better perception to process information efficiently. Block 3, 7 to 9 months improving quicker and fewer touches with both feet, ensuring technical fluency. Block 4, 10 to 12 months introducing soccer-specific pattern recognition to understand game dynamics better. In the second year, players transition to a stroboscopic environment to further enhance cognitive and physical challenges. Block 1, 1 to 3 months more accurate scanning under stroboscopic conditions. Block 2, 4 to 6 months faster and better perception in a more complex training environment. Block 3, 7 to 9 months refining quicker and fewer touches under dynamic conditions. Block 4, 10 to 12 months advanced soccer-specific pattern recognition for tactical awareness. The third year focuses on advanced level skills to solidify elite-level performance. Block 1, 1 to 3 months perfecting more accurate and effective scanning. Block 2, 4 to 6 months achieving faster perception with advanced processing abilities. Block 3, 7 to 9 months executing quicker and more precise touches with advanced technical refinement. Block 4, 10 to 12 months mastering advanced soccer-specific pattern recognition for real-time decision-making. This detailed plan ensures players develop essential skills step by step, allowing neural adaptation, muscle memory, and decision-making abilities to mature progressively. Consistency and structured progression are key to achieving and sustaining elite performance.